All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a really stark warning from economist Peter Schiff. He believes a crisis is on the horizon that's going to make 2008 look like, and I'm quoting here, a Sunday school picnic. So let's get into it.
Okay, so it all kicks off with this number right here. When gold recently smashed its record closing price, it prompted Peter Schiff, someone who's, famously pessimistic about the market and a big believer in precious metals, to issue one of his most serious warnings ever. Wow. I mean, that's not exactly pulling any punches, is it? Schiff is arguing that the United States isn't just staring down a recession, but a financial meltdown that could actually dwarf what we saw in 2008. So the big question is, what's behind a prediction this dramatic? Right, so what's with this big rush to gold, and why does Schiff think it's setting off such a huge alarm bell? Well, according to this source interview, it's basically a perfect storm of anxiety. You've got investors looking at widespread tariffs, the constant possibility of a government shutdown, and nobody really knows what the Federal Reserve is going to do next. This whole cocktail of risk is making them, well, a little spooked, and it's driving them to what they see as safer places to put their money. And that, of course, is where gold enters the picture. It's the classic safe haven asset. Whenever people start to lose faith in markets, currencies, or even governments, money historically just floods into precious metals. So for someone like Schiff, this record high price isn't just a market statistic, it's a blaring siren. Okay, so Schiff's entire warning really comes down to his diagnosis of the US economy, and let me tell you, his view is, well, it's pretty different from the official story we're hearing. And this right here really gets to the heart of the whole argument. On one hand, you have Schiff literally giving the economy an F grade, calling it the coldest in the world and saying the official numbers are bogus because of inflation. But on the other hand, the counterpoint is, hey, wait a minute, we've got solid numbers, real productivity gains, good data on durable goods. You've got two totally different stories being told at the same time. Now, a huge piece of the puzzle for Schiff's argument is this absolutely staggering number, the US national debt. For him, this isn't just a number, it's exhibit A for why he thinks the US dollar itself is fundamentally unstable and built on a house of cards. So to justify that F grade, he's not just talking hypothetically. He points to a whole list of things he sees as the real economic indicators. Things like the dollar hitting a 4-year low against the Swiss franc, consumer confidence hitting a 12-year low, and just out-of-control government spending. To him, this all adds up to a massive vote of no confidence from everyone, from consumers to global investors. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. To make his case today, Schiff basically says, we've been here before. He draws a very deliberate line back to a famous call he made right before the 2008 crash. He draws this incredibly direct line from 2007 to today. Back then, he says, the warning sign was the subprime mortgage market, the canary in the coal mine that everybody was ignoring. And he's saying, hey, look, gold and silver are doing the exact same thing now, but this time the problem isn't mortgages, it's the dollar itself. And he doesn't mince words. He brings up former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke, who famously said the subprime issue was contained. The message here is pretty blatant, right? He's saying the people in charge today are just as blind to the risks as they were back then. They just don't understand the real problem. All right, so if the diagnosis is that dire, what's the cure? Because Schiff isn't just here to sound the alarm, he's got a very specific plan for how he thinks investors should react. This is a really key point in his argument. He completely flips the script. You know how everyone's worried gold is a bubble? Schiff says, no, you've got it all wrong. Gold isn't the bubble. It's the pin that's about to pop the real bubble, which he says is the US economy and the US dollar. And to back this up, to show this isn't just theory, he points to some of his own past recommendations. These stocks, both in precious metals, saw some really huge gains. He basically uses this as proof that, hey, this strategy is already working and the shift he's been talking about is happening right now. So, what's his advice for investors? He boils it down to a 3-step game plan. First, own the good stuff, high-quality, established gold stocks. Second, he says the real action is going to be in the smaller, junior mining stocks. And third, if you want to spread your risk, he suggests looking into a specialized fund. But this all builds to what might be the most shocking part of his entire forecast. It's not just about what's coming, but who it's going to affect, and maybe more importantly, who it won't. I mean, think about that for a second. That is a huge, huge difference from 2008, which dragged the whole world down. Schiff is out here saying this time it's not a global crisis, it's an American crisis. He thinks the rest of the world will be okay and might even come out stronger. So why would that be? How could the rest of the world be insulated? He says the world is literally pulling the rug out from under the US economy. He's talking about foreign central banks dumping US debt and buying up physical gold instead. He's arguing that the thing that's allowed America's consumer economy to run for decades, the dollar being the world's go-to currency, is crumbling. And that leaves us right here, with the big question at the end of all this. Is this just another scary forecast from a guy who's famous for being pessimistic about the market? Or is he seeing something everyone else is missing, just like he claims he did back in 2007? Is this the warning shot for a shock that could fundamentally change the US economy?